on the troll.
All right, we are here today, and yes, we are recording this because obviously you have to try it carefully when it comes to some of these things. So you have been calling for it. Not only that, but then we decided, well, maybe it's time because it seems as if there are people who are just out there to do what they do best.
They do the most.
They do the most. So just listen to this next episode and try to open your mind and try to see also from all directions. And why would we take this approach? So greetings to you, and please press that like button and share the video. Yes, we're here. Emily, how are you?
Hi, Mr. Anonymous. I'm good, and yourself?
I am all right. I'm getting better. Day by day, yes, day by day. So, what do you have for us in the store?
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us here again for another video. I have been following #Justice for Cwecwe. I would say I'm one of the people who did see the initial video, and then it went quiet for a bit. I did not expect that first video that she did to be blue ticked the way that it was, but it ended up being the situation. And then she had, because the first video had a lot of blanks, she was upset. You could tell that she was emotional when she was narrating the story. She went to a podcast, Hope Revolution, I think, and that is where she shared the entire story of what happened. And that led to the movement of people now joining in and assisting Cwecwe's mother to get justice for what happened to her daughter. I know a lot of people have been following the story, and I'm not going to repeat the details because of the regulations that we have on this channel. And honestly speaking, Mr. Anonymous, I didn't want to cover the story. I didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I wanted to let justice take its course and prevail. But right now, this current state of affairs, it's resembling symptoms of what was happening with Senzo's case in the last, would say, 5 years before movement was made.
Sorry, can you set your mic properly? Like it's losing you. I think you are not.
Is it picking me up now?
Yes.
So, Mr. Anonymous, this started to, for me, I'm not speaking for other people, but for me, I could see the symptoms of what's happening with high-profile case. It's resembling symptoms of a high-profile case in South Africa where everybody just has an opinion, everybody's just hopping on, everybody is trying to appear so smart and try to take away from everything that is happening. Something, like a lot is happening with things that are going on with justice for Cwecwe. Yes, progress has been made in a sense that now there were reports coming from government institutions. It started with the Minister of Police because people were calling for the DNA of the principal to be taken. Why is he refusing with his DNA if he's innocent? And of course, AfriForum got in and they started assisting him. We saw the lawyer that initially was making media statements and going to the media and speaking on behalf of the principal. And then he moved away, and then Gerinel now entered the scene from AfriForum.
Yeah.
And since Gerinel entered the scene, I would say pretty much the principal has been left alone, in my opinion.
Yeah, very interesting, Lenda Gerinel, and I'll tell you why. Because it seems as if where he takes over, it must be his way. Where he takes over. And you look at the sense of situation, even today, this theory of these people, 5 accused, is the only Bible truth since he took over. And now we have this situation of Cwecwe where a young kid who was really done so bad,
violated.
Now we have a situation almost similar as that, because you can see how much this thing is now quiet after this man came on with his powers, I don't know, and obviously the financial backings from the party or whatever organization you might call this so-called, is it AfriForum?
AfriForum.
Yeah, it just amazes me how one organization can be this powerful, and to such an extent that even things that require law to take its course, in my opinion, they seem to change and sway to, like, basically that means if you have anything, you just call these people, and if they like you enough to take your case, then you are good to go.
Actually, they have a membership program where people are paying 50 rand a month and sustaining it. Apparently, when the money, some people were estimating that it estimates to something like 80 million, because there's over 200,000 people paying that 50 rands. So it's a lot of money for the AfriForum group, and one can only wonder, I mean, what is done, like the power moves. That is, and not,
you would
small
expect
change.
it not to, because it's an organization, not to even pay tax, right?
Yeah, because of they are calling themselves civil rights group.
Yeah,
I don't know if they fall under NPO, but that's how they are referring to themselves. So the taxes are different to that of a company, of course.
But yet the profits is almost exceeding some of the companies that we have in South Africa.
It's a lot.
It's a lot if that is the case. Very interesting, Emily, because my worry, is the power that is given to some of these organizations to such an extent that it's like they are feared.
Yeah. We saw, I would say, in my opinion, I saw the effect they had when Sfiso Meiwa went and recruited them to try and find out what happened to his brother. How the state moved so quickly, so fast, and gitli arrests were made. It was astonishing.
But my problem is that it's not only that they are able to fast forward things in one way or another. The pace of things, if you look at how things have been happening, it's how they are able to predict the end. So there must be that is why they are probably the one smartest people ever to exist.
Are guilty.
Yeah,
he still maintains that he has.
They're probably the smartest that you can ever find in South Africa, I guess, because that never changes. Most of it, I've never actually seen it changing once they call it out, right?
No. So now we are in a situation where he's entered #justice for Cwecwe, but he's entered it in a form of protecting the reputation of the principal. So the principal, I don't know whether he's a paying member of AfriForum or what, but Gerinel is the big lawyer for AfriForum. He's the highest ranking lawyer in the country. Let us just say that. So when I saw him, I decided to stay quiet and see what was going to happen, right? And then I started seeing Minister of Police. The Minister of Police came out with a statement, a press conference, and he had said that the DNA of the 3 suspects had been collected. So when he said 3 suspects, everybody assumed that it includes the principal, because the mother had only spoken about the driver and the caretaker, right? So now the Minister of Police was saying 3 suspects. So people were like, okay, it means the principal, especially after that march, because there was a whole nationwide shutdown. People were marching across provinces. And another strange thing that happened with those marches was in Cape Town, as well as the school in Matatiele, where we saw soldiers at Matatiele in the school when people were protesting on that day. And we were like, soldiers? What is going on? They were outside.
And later we were told that they were just passing by?
They said that they were just passing by.
Mm.
But then reports, allegations, rumors, people that were actually in the protest were saying that they told them that they were there for the principal, allegedly. Allegedly. That's what they told some people who were there at that protest in Matatiele. But then again, and I was astonished. And then I saw very disturbing footages again in Cape Town, where young people from universities were protesting, and they were aggressively removed by police. And that is when Umama Cwecwe spoke at a TikTok live where she was being grilled by some people who didn't believe her story for some weird reason. There are a lot of weirdos. But she was saying that she is calling for people to stop with the protests. Because on one of the videos, we're just going to watch one of these crazy people who has decided to psychoanalyze and analyze the situation. Okay, alleged. I'm in my feelings.
Yeah, so try to protect this channel in your feelings.
I'm in my feelings because, it's frustrating when something awful happens to another human being and then someone comes and wants to act like a defense attorney before the case even goes to court. And they choose to vilify
and discredit.
If you have doubts and suspicions or whatever, you're thinking the worst, keep them to yourself until trial starts and you get to hear as the case develops if your gut feeling or your suspicions are correct or not. I don't think, especially with the case of a child, I don't think it's okay for people to be so horrible. People are mean out there. People are bleeding on victims. It's crazy. And I was like, I watched that video in disbelief. But I let me go back to tracking what is happening with the case for us here at Mzansi Reality so that we don't lose track. We'll go to the video at the later stage. I just want to give a background of all the events that have been happening. So I was on the point of the minister having made a press conference, and the minister said that 3 suspects' DNA had been taken. Everyone assumed that included the principal. And then there was a footage of a woman speaking outside. I think they were a family representative speaking on behalf of Cwecwe's family. And she said no, but the DNA of the principal has not been taken.
Utata kaCwecwe then advised us into yokuba le case njengoba i-stagnant nje makuzanywe into yokuba makuthathwe i-DNA test kuwo wonke amadoda that were in contact nomntwana on Monday and Tuesday. Wathi ke uzawuba ngowokuqala ukuyithatha leyo DNA. U-MEC Gade ebelapha last week nge-31st uvelile ngose-TV ukuba uyasideregister isikolo, when actual fact they were clearing issues that the Department of Education naye engakhange wenza umsebenzi. But then before kulungiswe le nto, he decided to say unikeza notice to deregister the school. A week later the MEC rescinds that decision. Uthi ke ebefuna uprincipal ahambe ayothatha i-DNA. Uminister uyavela uthi i-DNA zika-principal zithathiwe. Mhlawumbe bebefuna ukuba i-voices because the country was like only yesterday when a brigadier and station unit commander told Mama Cwecwe actually the DNA principal was never taken.
Minister, we don't know what minister was talking about. And then the minister of police came back and said he never said that the DNA of the principal was taken, which to somewhat a degree, he never was specific about amongst the 3 people whose DNA were taken, who was he referring to. He just said that I never said that. So South Africa was upset and they were saying that the minister lied. And he released a statement. The office of the minister released a statement to say, no, the minister never said that. So the minister also of social development came and did the press conference.
At the time when we met on the day, we were given a full report by the department, by police. They gave us a full report. The social development gave us a full report. And of course, we are happy that there have been also an interaction between the province and the very first hospital doctor that saw, for instance, Cwecwe. And therefore now, there is no question as to whether there was or there was no, there was a. As a matter of fact, from the information that we have heard, is that there is a possibility that it was not even the first time that Cwecwe herself was. So it's something that needs investigation. So I think it is important that we get to the bottom of it, and that is why we are saying as a department, social development, and we can even go out to invite other stakeholders who are dealing with these issues to help go to these 2 schools and other private schools and interview children so that those who may have not come forward, if it may have happened to them, they can also come forward. So we've got just to do that so that we know as to whether the victims that we are talking about are the only victims.
Now, what shocked me is that prior to the Minister of Social Development coming out with the statement, there was, I would say, a police officer that I saw who was in Matatiele. Her video was also making the rounds. She also had her own version of events. She was saying that there was no DNA that was found on Cwecwe. So it means Cwecwe, whatever happened to her, it was done by a ghost.
She's just a 7-year-old girl. And I just heard horrible news now to say even the last person that we thought is the perpetrator, it's innocent. By a small and all 3 men that were involved are innocent. Justice for
And that also sent another wave of doubt,
confusion.
And
this is a woman.
Yes.
That we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know if I get a chance to edit, and maybe I'll add some of the clips. I will see if guys I can do that for those who don't know what we're talking about. And then there's also the Minister now of Social Development who also came in. Now she added extra information. She confirmed that the offense did take place on the child. But she added now extra source of saying that according to the findings, it was done multiple times, which is not what Cwecwe's mother was saying. So that on its own provided another confusion. And now we are sitting at a place where now
There are many theories.
Yeah, there are many theories.
Yeah.
Negative voices are now creeping in.
Yes.
To discredit Cwecwe's mother and the fight that she's on to getting her child justice.
But do you see the similarities with Senzo's case?
I haven't picked them up
No,
yet.
the similarities is number one, it's creating a lot of theories around this and eventually pick one that normally would be a miss on purpose and then becomes the truth of the day. So that's how, and I have been reading, just reading how normally a certain framing perspective is changed if people want to or want you to believe a certain thing, so they are steps like selective presenting information,
selective
where
presenting
where
information.
they choose which details to emphasize and which to de-emphasize, effectively controlling the narrative. That's number one. And I'm sure you can see it. Now we have theories of different people who coming from different positions that you would normally rely on to actually refrain from making certain things unless they are sure of. But in this case, they're just spewing whatever that comes from their mouth, whether it is on purpose, whether it is a mistake, whether it is what they think and they feel that we should know about it. We don't know. You normally don't hear such from all these people that you have mentioned because they are expected not to be biased and to some of them investigate without a biased mind. So if we are going to come with a certain theory, it must be that already you have taken a position. So this, in my opinion, is a way of swaying the narrative. And since then this organization has taken over, you do expect things like that. I guess it is my own thinking. I'm not saying that is the case, but and then the other one is focusing on emotions.
Yes.
The certain story can be crafted to invoke a specific emotion.
Yes.
Fear, hope, or etc.
Or anger.
To sway a public opinion.
Yes.
And that's how then the mainstream media comes into play. And in these days, you see these minions that come from your YouTubes and all these other places that have a different perspective and extreme different perspective, and they push that. And obviously, if you are there for the taking, they do tag you along, and that's the main aim. Normally, this was done by the mainstream media, but because it seems to be losing a grip when it comes to how people think, I don't know, when it comes to how they sway or how they make people feel, it has now lost that part. Now, you get these TikTokers that one day they wake up and say something, and then all of a sudden they have this huge following. When at the beginning they had nothing. Normally they would post, you'd get 10, maybe say 300 views, stuff like that. Now all of a sudden you've said this thing. I don't know whether they get paid, and I believe some of them do get paid.
I also believe that some of them are getting
to sway a certain narrative. Then it's the language. Language matters. In South Africa, normally, for you to be perceived as a smart person, you must use English properly. You must speak that twang English. If you are capable of doing that,
not just any type of English, but English that comes out like this.
Yes. We have many YouTubers who have opinion, and you listen to them. They are giving advices and telling us about politics of South Africa. Some of them, but you can hear this person is empty. But just
You don't
because
know
they've got
nothing.
this twang English that most other YouTubers who are speaking the truth, or other people who are speaking the truth, they don't have, because you don't have luxury of having such. If you have this brilliant mind that God gave you, and you are
You are
able to
not
dissect
funded.
things, and you are not funded. So that's that.
So things happen at a slower pace when you're not funded. But when there's usually another source coming in, you will see the production changing almost very like this.
Yeah.
And everything now is they make a video now. There's an editor sitting waiting to edit that video now. And then it gets uploaded now. That's when you know there
is a forces behind. And now that is they use words subtly to influence the reader's interpretation of events. You know them. You know them. We have
can
them.
identify them
And then-
now. Yeah, it's not like back in the day. Now you actually can identify some of them that koninte hamba yola.
And then the other part is reframing the narrative, where a situation where they change a situation from an offense to a defense posture,
Yes.
or vice versa, to suit their goals.
Yes.
And you see that it's there. That is how we read some of these things. We're not psychologists, but when it's too good to be true,
it usually
no,
is.
it's usually wrong.
It usually is.
So that is how you look at these things, and then the consistency across all the channels, and then what one might call authenticity is the key. If you have that twang and all those things, then already you sound correct. So that's how narrative is being spent, and you can fit it how it has from the beginning started. Well, Cwecwe has went into many platforms,
Yes.
and then eventually money was involved, and that's a problem of South Africans. Once money is involved, then you get these people who believe that certain people are just using this to get money, or they are winging it.
Yes.
I don't understand. Maybe we have people who are hungry, who want this money to come to them.
Maybe.
And then when it doesn't come to them, then they are angry. Even
Maybe
in
they're
Senzo,
angry.
that's
Yes.
how things have been happening.
Yes.
That's why we stayed away from financial gains and whatnot that happens around this case. So we are going to collect money for this lawyer and whatnot. And then after that, you see these people, once they've collected that money, they stay away.
Yes.
And then you find people who have not collected money, they continue talking about this situation, making noise and making sure that the fire keeps burning. And those are the things that you see. And unfortunately, because we have that nature of wanting to belong somewhere, people move around. And it's okay to move around and hear other people's opinion.
Yeah.
But then they come back, they want to enforce that
Yes,
narrative
on
to
other
us. And
people,
that's why we
yes.
normally would say, we're not going to entertain that or even comment on that. But we have that even now on YouTube. We do have that. We have people that will be plugged there, will be put there to sway a narrative.
Yes.
Believe in you, me. We have
Even
people
if
like
they
that.
look ordinary, okay, some of them may look like, they are ordinary people, but you'll find that they are actually not doing it.
They are planted.
Yeah.
They
And
are
it's not
there
authentic.
to
create
create a
confusion.
confusion, and you start believing that.
Yeah.
That's why when many narratives with Senzo's case have been coming, we have not been shaken that much.
We argue.
We argue and we
Because
try
I've
to.
fallen for some of them. And
Yes, yes.
what do you think? And Mr. Anonymous is like,
It's okay. We might be wrong, but the confusion that happens around and people want to enforce these things. And remember, we have people who are normal, mere citizens, as much as they are lawyers and all that. They go to court and they hear these things. Some of them, they start losing that hope. Because if you are in a fight, you're in a battle, and then you have someone who's coming up with a certain theory that is totally different from that, and then why are you going to fight for that theory that you've been presenting or you've been getting from your client? That's why we listen and we sit down and we say no. And yes, it's not a famous thing to do. People would start doubting us and telling us, "You guys, I was following you." We've got comments like that. All of a sudden, you guys now are confusing me. I think I'm just gonna. It's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay. You need to have that strong mind, because if you are going to hop around looking for what looks like a truth, or wanting to hear certain things, and then you don't find, you eventually find what resonates with you, then stay there. Don't try to persuade others. So we have then people who are here, who are making videos, who are sounding intelligent because maybe they have a twang. If they don't have a twang, just because they are saying what is famous with the people wrong. That are in the wrong side, and the money maybe that is involved. Believe in you me, I believe we have a lot of people, a lot of content creators who are creating just because they are getting paid. You know, for us to reach this stage, to even have a mic like that, I mean, it took us years. Took us years. We didn't just have a mic like that. We didn't just have a light like that. We didn't have just a sound that comes out like we started with the phone. And then you get those people who come with full equipment. Then you must start asking yourself,
and the equipment is not cheap, eh?
Njani usuza ne equipment, all of a sudden uzokhuluma ngama things that are affecting people, and you have a certain narrative that favors certain people who have money. How? You know? But okay, it's okay. We have that. We have those.
Yeah, we have them.
We don't have any problem with it, as long as it works for you. But we have a problem if it affects a young person.
Yes.
If it affects people who are defenseless,
the bullying
and then you are coming with a certain narrative just for you to make money, or just for you, I don't know what.
The vileness, the bullying.
That's when I start asking myself, do you even have kids yourself? Do how can you speak like that to someone who's really fighting for their kids? If Cwecwe wanted to make money about this, ingane yakhe, and then these things did happen ngempela.
Can you imagine Cwecwe's life will forever be changed, forever impacted?
And well, with people that now are involved, she might grow to see this and be reminded of this all the time, because I can tell you now, even if there was a case, it's gonna take years. That's what money gives you.
And that is part of the reason why, guys, I don't do children. I always think about children, Mr. Anonymous. I'm so
we don't entertain it, and many people have been asking us to do these things. There are a lot of forces that, if you ask me, I feel they are involved with these things, and it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be hard, and it's painful to actually go and follow such things when you know, or you feel that there are people who just are swimming in oil of money, and they can do whatever they want.
They will do anything, for that paper.
So we would rather not follow such things.
It's heartbreaking. But now it's sad having to see it happening to a child, an innocent child. So now there's this many negative or opposing views or analysis. I don't know even what to call them at this point. One that, Mr. Anonymous, I'm going to speak about, I don't know whether you saw it. It happened a couple of weeks ago, where a very prominent, I would say, influencer posted something, is known to be an AfriForum member, who is of this color. He posted and said that the evidence of a 7-year-old cannot be taken as credible or something like that.
Yeah.
And it caused a lot of outrage that he even had to delete that comment. It was so insensitive. But then it also gave a sign that it looks like he has picked a side
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And then that was so disturbing. And then now today we are here now where there's a woman who's popping up and she's presenting a completely new version, and it's totally, when I mean totally, opposing umama Cwecwe. That's what it's doing. So I don't know even if we should play the clip or what, Mr. Anonymous.
I would have rather have played the sound, but it's fine. Let's play the clip then. How long is it?
It's 8 minutes long. The reason why I want the clip is because I also want our family to see her facial expressions.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah,
Should we
you're
just
right.
play
It's okay. Let's play it. Is it the first video?
I think it's written Cwecwe.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's at the top. Please play it for us. Let's listen to what she has to say, her view and her analysis of the situation.
South Africa molweni. Andidikwe kuba ngumama ongenantliziyo, andidikwe kuba ngumama ongenanembeza, umama ongazalanga, umama ongawacingeli amanye amanina, umama ndiligqwirha mna kule platform. Andidikwe. But ndirhalela ukunibuza mani ba nawuyeka nini ucinga ngee-emotions, nimamele ngee-emotions, nawuyeka nini uku-acta on your emotions, because basazawuniskema oomama kaCwecwe, basazawuniskema oodr Mangmang. Story time. Andithi kaloku ndizihlelele ndizama ukuzipostela ilantika yam, i-content yam in peace, ninditheke nindibize kuma-videos. Masithetheni ngoCwecwe kaloku, because that's the only thing you want to talk about, ain't it? Let's talk. So I came across a video a while ago, a Dr. Mangmang of a certain foundation, esithi babhalelwe ngumama kaCwecwe on the 30th of January, esithi ucela bathathe i-case yakhe, right? Uthi ke it took them a while to see that communication because they're busy and they're not active on social media. And when they saw the message, they decided to take the matter, right? Athi ke they're not a law firm by foundation thizeni ayichaziseke. Abesithi ke they are taking the matter on pro bono basis, right? Pro bono, guys. They are not taking money. Athi but ubat akadinge matibilityini ukuze ube uyam-understand. Ubat cancels everything that has been said kuqalwa phansi. They take donations, a foundation, they take donations. And then it gets the accounts easy to immediately it started screaming, scam to me. Dropped my comment and Dapumindabi, right? My comment was removed, I think. And that video did not make it to the box office, but it happened to resurface during the Easter holiday because in Tenbu yamna dabendi tekiwe ya before a few times we inbox yam mamelani ke nansi enye into eyabasisimanga wathi la ndoda umama kaCwecwe uzawuke she will take a step back from social media. They will be handling their communications. Okay. That woman was here that very same day protecting her truth. She never came here and said, I have no knowledge of this foundation. Bayaxoka. Kungenzeka mhlawumbe baba batya bonke. Just asking. Basazawuni scam until you start using your mohodo. Ngqondo. It's not a big bowl of spaghetti. Omnye endazibuza wona ke. uSomizi came to this platform wathi uzawufunda any law firm willing to take this case. uSomizi Mhlongo lo sithetha ngaye. The very same Somizi othi xa esneeza. The entire world starts shaking in their boots. Do you understand? Somizi is a big name. You are associated to Somizi somehow. You are set for life. Yavela nyani lo firm yathi they are taking the case, right? The founder and the CEO of that company wathi busy, but uzakwenza sure ukubana he is actively involved like case. A clean win le case would have meant a lot of money for that law firm. Do you understand? But akho law firm legit ezawuthatha case engekhoyo based on a hype from the media. Where is that law firm? Where is that law firm? Who in the right mind turns down the offer kaSomizi? Donations were made from the likes of ODJs in Clay, Abu Babes Wamachankura, La Nkosikazi Webox Yodumo, Abu Dom, a whole lot of others that did not want to be mentioned. So she did not. Umama kaXwecwe bengadinge foundation or law firm izawuthatha la case mahala. But la nkosikazi akakabina lawyer nanamhlanje. She's still out here doing her. This is the same woman who is refusing ubana umntanakhe abonwe as a psychologist. Reason B, the child is telling a different story from hers. Umntana uthi zangaritsho. Umntana uthi babizwa batshayela eklasi bebahlanu. Ukhetheka lo any obsessed nguye. Wayeme ngaphandle eklasini encokola nomiss. Xa ifika itransport ukhetheka uvele ngefestire wathi itransport seyifikile. Mama kaXwecwe akafuni umntana abone psychologist. She is crying safety. Safety from what? Cwecwe is the only thing that is standing between that woman and the truth, and she is making sure that Cwecwe does not talk. That woman is danger to that child, whether you like it or not. Andithi kaloku ndithi ndizihlalele nindibize because kaloku anifuni nibe nepeace. Nifuna ube nindithuka ninditwazulula kulo TikTok. There you have it. There you have it. She doesn't want her child to go to a safe home, but again, would you do that if it were your child? This is the same woman who says she pushes 6 to 6. She doesn't have time to pick up on the little nitty-gritties about her child. A home, a safe home, has a psychologist and a psychiatrist 24/7 to attend to their child. But nina, a safe home is not safe. Have you ever reported that? Kwabaphezulu bayazi kuba abantwana bayahlukunyezwa phayana. Into yenu nje kukhamisa netyhali without using uzawuni skema la mfazi nithi sa.
Yeah, that's an end of a video.
Do you have anything to share?
Oh yeah, no, I do.
Let me try and dissect what she was saying, but I'm not sure how long it's going to take. I'm going to try and keep it short. There are a lot of things that are leading me to believe that she's having a problem with people assisting Cwecwe's mother.
Yeah.
And another thing I'm also feeling is that she hates that woman.
Yeah.
I don't know whether she knows her on a personal level or she does not, or she hates the fact that she's gotten so much attention.
Yeah.
That's what I'm sensing, first and foremost. Second, the facial expressions, the way she speaks English, I don't know. They're just full of hate. The facial expressions and how she's choosing to accentuate some of the words. It's like she's being spiteful, and she actually has a problem maybe with people on her comment section on her page.
So
not
she's literally
agreeing.
saying that Cwecwe's mother is a scammer.
Yes. That's what she's saying. And there are a lot of loopholes or a lot of things that are not making sense as to why she came to the conclusion to call her a scammer.
Because when I hear from what she's saying, it's not like Somizi did pay that money, right?
No.
Because I mean, for you to say that someone's a scammer, it must be that they've been getting all these monies from all these people that you are mentioning.
Even
So
if they are getting their money.
If I feel skeptical about certain representatives, the same way in any case, like any case that you have seen,
yes,
lawyers have been dropped. I mean, this is South Africa. You know that anything is possible. Other people can be bought to actually go and represent you like nonsense, represent you. It is normal. It's okay in South Africa to have such things. And
yes.
it feels like she's saying she's been getting all these monies. I could be wrong. That's how it feels like. As for talking about Somizi being turned down, what
She's
is wrong
the
with
one
that?
saying that. Mama Cwecwe has not said anything, by the way. And
she shouldn't entertain her right now.
Yeah.
You know, there is a video. You've got this. If you want to pursue her later after maybe you finish the case of your kid, then you can. I mean, literally, this woman is calling you a scammer.
Literally.
Yeah.
Point blank. You know?
And she might have to prove that.
She needs to.
Yeah, because you can't call someone a scammer
I
without.
was thinking she's coming with a receipt.
She's
coming with proof, and I watched that video.
There is no proof.
I'm not detecting.
This is
any
just
proof.
her word that she said, and it becomes that. Yeah, she's gonna have to prove that. But for now, I would say spare your energy, use it where it's needed, and which is your kid. And she also insinuates that Cwecwe was not. She's saying there was no rape
no
that
such
happened.
thing, as if she was there, as if she's seen the medical report, as
Yeah.
if she was there when the doctor was checking on the child, as if she was a witness. You know, the way she's speaking, it's like she knows that for a fact that it never
She can literally come as a witness.
even after the Minister of Child Development said they are under the position to believe that it did happen.
Yeah.
Now she's saying it did not happen, according to her version. and hers right now alone, because she's the one who has this version and had the liver to put it out on the internet. She's saying that as a fact.
And what is more scary is that she's a woman.
She's a woman.
She's
a woman, and not only a woman, but an elder woman. That's the scariest part. And I used to wonder why the struggle took so long, you know? But there will always be people like this.
Would turn on everything that is being done.
There will always be people like this. And that's the harsh reality that we have to face. And another thing that I also found disturbing is that she's not even mentioning the doctor and the name of the foundation. Did you realize that?
No, she's not.
She's not saying the name of this doctor
That's saying that talked that is.
She's not mentioning the name because she's actually implicating the doctor and the foundation in the scamming.
Yeah.
And she's saying that are they working together in the scamming? So there's a reason why she's not mentioning the name of the doctor and the foundation, in my opinion. Because she knows what she's doing might get her into trouble at a later stage.
Definitely.
But she's thinking that because she didn't mention the name, she's immune.
Yeah.
Can we remember what happened with Jackie Pamote's case? Jackie also didn't mention the person that eventually ended up suing her. But she still got sued.
Yeah.
So just because you didn't mention a name, it doesn't exonerate you, because first and foremost, you'd have to time how many foundations and how many doctors went to social media to post that they were working with Cwecwe's mother.
You'll find that it's only one.
To be only one,
then you are screwed.
So I don't know what was the purpose of this video. And also, it would make sense also, in my opinion, for the foundation to assist Cwecwe's mother and also ask for donations. That's the purpose of foundations. That's how they actually work. Is it not?
Yeah. As for 6 to 6, isn't it obvious that police work like that?
They do work like that. Bangena ngo 6, bashayisa ngo 6. Police officers work like that. It's hectic. Okay? And she's a police officer. She did mention that she works long hours. She didn't make it a lie. She told her story. And now it's being used against her to say that, oh, well, if she's working for that long hours, why is she having a problem with her child being at a place of safety or a safety place where the psychologist 24/7? I doubt the psychologists are there 24/7. And another thing is
that I'm skeptical now. Even if
they want to take Cwecwe for 2 weeks.
I would not give my kids to those people. Why? I mean, Kelly refused with his son.
Yes, Kelly refused
point
with
blank.
his son. Point blank. And she had every right to.
You know?
And even though we are bothered by it, but she had every right.
Yes.
So now we are sitting with a situation of a child who's been through that, and they are telling the mother that
how are they gonna deal with the minor without the mother?
Without the mother being there.
How are they gonna do that? To get what? Because it feels like this story is heading to a certain doorstep, and I can feel that. It feels like something is gonna change, and I'm telling you, it feels like it's gonna head to someone's doorstep, and it goes back to home. I'm talking family level. That's how it feels like.
It's been driven very aggressively towards that direction, in my opinion.
Yes, and how then can you trust those people who first couldn't even believe you, for starters? All of a sudden, they wanna help you. They wanna take your kid.
How? How do you believe?
If Cwecwe's mother was supposed to be helped, it was gonna be an issue that happened long time ago.
Oh, yes.
But now she had to make noise on social media for this to happen.
She was ignored. She went through the most. So going to the podcast was part of the final straw for her. She was saying, I'm gonna go. And you saw even the energy and the passion and the aggression and the frustration that she had there, to feel like, I'm not gonna stop fighting for my child. Because you could already tell that a lot has happened to try.
What
and
is her
discourage
business actually from talking to her? I'm talking about this thing. What is she gaining? Why would you talk about such
Maybe
a
it's
very sensitive
clout.
thing? It's very, very, very sensitive thing. Like, if you are able to think just for once, you would know that this is a sensitive issue.
Yes, it doesn't take unless if you're not human, but for a human person, or a person who has empathy for others, you would have said this one out. Especially if you have opposing views, you would sit this one out, because it involves a child. It involves a child
Okay.
who did nothing to you. And right now, there's a process where a mother is fighting for her child, and you are.
And if your views are not to assist, then we might as well sit it out.
Might as well. But maybe it's I heard Dr. Matthew when he was describing, or fake Dr. Matthew. There was a time he was describing what was happening with him when he dragged that whole faking doctor situation, and he kept insisting he's a doctor. He even broke into hospitals allegedly and stuff, and went to court. He was saying that it was the fame, it was the clout, it was the popularity, seeing the social media numbers go up and up and up and up. It was like a substance for him.
He couldn't let go.
He couldn't let go. And now I'm seeing what he was talking about. I am kind of seeing it. Because what would possess you to want to make such a video? Is it because now the engagement is increasing on her account? Because I don't understand. I kept asking myself this question over and over again. And what I got is the energy of dragging Cwecwe's mother to even say and impose that she's a danger to her own child. The boldness to say such things.
Does she have kids?
Apparently, allegedly not. People are saying no, because even at the beginning, she was saying that she's tired of being called a mother who has no heart, and to be a mother who has no conscience, a mother who has not even given birth.
Oh.
A mother who doesn't think for others.
Oh, no. Did she dispute that she is the mother who has not given birth?
Yes, she's saying that that's what people are saying to her.
Did she say she's...
I don't know whether she disputed it or not. No, I didn't
Oh,
hear
if there are no kids, then I would understand. I think that closed my conversation for now. For me, I'm done. That's it.
And also, last thoughts that I wanted to share. The foundation has a right to ask for donations. And I also thought that she was going to tell us that the name of the foundation, and find out if that foundation was registered or anything. Do her little bit of research to come and support what she's accusing this foundation and the doctor of. But Dololo, instead, she decides to straightforward call people scammers with nothing to back it up. Okay. And I also don't understand, what I don't understand about this lady is, why does she want Cwecwe's mom to denounce the foundation and deny that they are helping her? She wants her to make it a public statement to say, denounce this foundation and tell people that you don't work with them. It's almost like she's attacking the financial aspect of things. It's like she has a problem with Cwecwe's mother receiving money from people who want to give her money. Because this video, it was also made after I saw a live with P where people donated. So she's having a problem with the fact that South Africans are so generous and they are willing to assist this woman. And it's not a secret that she will need those finances.
Look, I'm not here to advocate for money. And I wouldn't say do that, because it seems as if now we're going to be talking about money this, money that, money this, money that.
Okay.
I'm here for the fact that a kid must be helped in any case possible, and a kid must get justice.
Okay, let me take it this way, Mr. Anonymous. Is it a problem for people to donate? Is it forced? It's not forced.
No, it's not forced.
So if people don't feel like doing it, they don't do it.
Yeah.
So my problem here, it starts when you start advocating for people to stop giving or helping other people.
She is wrong in interfering with any help that Cwecwe could get. She's wrong.
Okay.
That's it.
That's
like,
very
she's wrong with interfering. She's wrong. She has no business. If we give, it's okay. We want to.
Yeah.
It's our will. If we feel that finances are going to be assisting, we do that. And we believe your story, it's okay. We give. If you don't, then stay it out. In any case, you didn't give anything, you know.
And then recruiting other people.
Yeah.
To say, don't do it.
Lokho ke bayibetha abanye uma ngabe wenze njalo igqwirha, uyabona? Ma ungabuyenze njalo bayangisho. Angisho ukuthi unjalo, but ngiyasho ukuthi amanye ama elements aya portray ukuthi ngazi ukuthi ungagcina ubize ngegqwirha or umthakathi ngesizulu, uyabona? Kodwa akasisho ukuthi kunomuntu omnjalo. I'm just saying ukuthi ukuthakatha akusikho kuphela ukuthi ufaka umuthi. Kwesisikhathi ukuthakatha inhliziyo nje nento isho ngomlomo wakho, uyabona? That's all I can say. Yeah.
Hi guys, that's it from us. Tell us if you need anything more. This is the best we could do just to keep you or give you the thoughts of what we feel and how we feel about this case. But honestly, I'm okay if I don't have to talk about it. It hurts me. So it's a wrap from us, you guys. Until the next one, bye.